So I'm glad you're coming over this week. We're gonna have sliders, ham and cheese sliders, funeral sliders, you know, whatever you want to call them. I really like them and I think you will too. And we're gonna watch Twisters. So I hope you can join me for that. And while I have you here, let me show you what ingredients I bought yesterday. So we're gonna need little sandwich rolls. These are, that's just my washing machine. My King's Hawaiian rolls. As you can see, it's only half a package because there's only 2 of us here, so we don't need a whole lot. And I already made something different with the other half, and some other day I'll show you what I made with the other half. But for now, we're sticking with the sliders. So we're gonna need the 6 Hawaiian rolls and some butter, salted, unsalted, whatever you want to use. I don't care. It's your preference, whatever you want. And we'll probably end up with about 2 tablespoons of that. So, and then American cheese. You can get any kind of cheese you want. And I'm not even gonna say this because I can't pronounce it, but we'll give it a try. How about that? Worcestershire sauce. So that's my attempt at that. You can just read. You know what it is. I'll even set that over there and you can correct me if you want. And also, we're gonna have to use some mustard. I like spicy mustard. You can use regular mustard, honey mustard. I bought some maple ham. This is a little more on the expensive side, but you can use any version, any price point of, it's just sliced deli meat. Just use whatever's in your budget, go for it. I also got some cheese, some Parmesan cheese. Okay, so just some grated Parmesan cheese. And that's pretty much it that we're gonna need for this recipe. And I'll probably make French fries with it. And like I said, we're gonna talk about the movie Twisters and what I thought of it, so that if you wanna go ahead and watch it after dinner, you can. So I will talk to you in a while. So. Okay, time to make the ham and cheese sliders. Take an 8x8 glass pan, spray a little bam so the bread doesn't stick. Then get your cutting board out because we're going to use that to cut the bread on. Throw down the sliders on there, cut it in half. Just please be careful and don't cut your fingers. And just cut it as even as you can. I have no idea if that's the right knife, but it worked for me, so just use what works for you. We're not fancy here. And then, in the glass bowl, place the bottom half of those rolls you just cut and start laying your meat, ham, turkey, roast beef, whatever you chose. I do 1 layer across, and then I just like to keep adding. Add as much or as little as you want. I don't think it really matters. Then your cheese, same rolls. Whatever kind you want and however much you want. Then go ahead, place the top layer right back on and set it aside. Take 2 tablespoons of butter, melt it in your little saucepan that you got. And while you're doing that, I use 1 clove of garlic. I like to cut the ends off and peel it just because it just works better in my press that way. So you get right in that butter mixture after it's all nice and melted. Press it right in there. And then I just scrape the press off just to get every little bit that I can. And stir that. And I know I forgot to tell you in my ingredient list, I also use minced onion, dried minced onion. About a teaspoon of that. I put it in the garlic and butter mixture. Give it a nice stir. Get everything mixed. Then I remove it from the heat and add about a teaspoon of mustard. And then I decided I wanted a little bit more, so I would add about another teaspoon. So, you know, it's forgiving. Add as much as you like. 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Mix that right in there. There, and then you can see it's kind of thick, which is what I like. It's just a good texture to put on the rolls so it doesn't all run off. You can go a little bit thinner if you'd like. Just don't cook it so long. That's how you'd get it thinner. And I just ladle some right on top, scoop some right on top, and then take a spoon and spread it all over, get it right in all the spots so it kind of, so there's like a layer of it covering the whole thing. If some rolls off, that's fine. And then just keep adding as much as you can, as much as you like. I like to get it right in every little spot. And then I sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on the top, just for a little extra flavor. And there we have it. Bake it in the oven for about 350 for about 15-20 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. Take it out when it's brown. Down, and then I served it with homemade fries. And there it is. All right, so you just had your meal and you want to know what to watch. I say you should watch Twisters. And I watched it on, what did I watch it on? Oh, I watched it on Amazon Prime. And it's a remake of the movie Twister, which was made quite a number of years ago. It starred Helen Hunt. And this movie is pretty similar to the first one. It's, you know, same kind of storyline. These people are chasing these twisters, tornadoes, and, you know, doing all the sciencey stuff behind it. And, you know, there's relationships, you know, that happened during the movie. So, you know, very similar. Nothing out of the ordinary. The graphics, I like, you know, I like watching the storms and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of action, a lot of moving in this movie. I would say give it a watch.